Okay, so Bentley was not happy. We introduced some escalating consequences, and the first one that I used to disagree with the dog is to use a hissing sound like a cat. As soon as we did that the first time, it was too intense for Bentley, who's now hiding behind me, behind the baby swing deal, and he just ran and went upstairs. And so he's a sensitive dog. And just like people, some people are thin-skinned, some people are thick-skinned. He is thin-skinned. So we're going to use softer movements when we're interacting with him. Now, a lot of people, when they have a dog that's fearful like this, that likes to just sit in the corner and shake, or something recuses themselves somewhere and just shuts down, they're just like, well, he's going through a lot, I'm just going to let him deal with it. All the dog is doing is sitting there thinking about the same thing over and over again. It's not healthy for them. Dogs get over things by literally moving forward. Now, Bentley's guardians use a harness, which is great for a lot of dogs. We're not going to worry about that right now. The problem with the harness is the lower you go on a dog, the more pulling capability they have. So when a dog is insecure, as Bentley is right now, his head is orientated down. That's an insecure body mechanic. So what we do is we want to use a collar and a leash, and we want to position the leash so it's underneath here. So when we pull from directly in front. Now, I'm not just going to pull him the whole way. Now, when I approached him, I actually approached him before we started filming this. I kind of went there and I kind of sat sideways like this to him over there, stopped, waited a second, gave him a chance to process it. Then I moved, inched myself over a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. So it took me a couple minutes before I was next to him. I could put the collar on him. But if we just walk right up to somebody, it becomes overwhelming, and that can make him even shut down even more. So once we put the collar on the front, we position the leash so it's underneath, so when we pull it, if we're pulling from the front, it pulls the head up, orientates the head up, which stops the dog from shutting down. Now, I don't want to pull him the whole way, so what I'm going to do this here in a second. I'm going to grab the leash, I'm going to pull a little bit and relax. Now, if he's the dog, if I start pulling, he's going to lean forward like this, but eventually he's going to kind of do that. As soon as he gives me any foot, I'm going to immediately relax the leash. So I want him to understand that while you're shut down, I'm going to put a little bit of pressure to try to motivate you to move forward. As soon as you give me what I want, the pressure goes away. So it's kind of a rocking motion back and forth, but eventually you get the dog moving forward on his own. And because dogs get over things by literally moving forward, anytime he shuts down would be a good opportunity to take him out for a walk, get him chasing a ball, or doing any activity that's going to get him moving forward. Hopefully a playful, happy activity. All right, so I'm going to again kind of saddle myself back a little bit. Now, to a dog, confrontational is in front, approachable is on the side, behind is defenseless. So by kind of giving him my behind, I'm helping him feel a little bit more comfortable than he normally would. So now I'm going to reach over back here, grab the leash. Now I'm going to turn and give him a sideways, and there we go. So he came really easy. For a lot of dogs, simply putting them on a leash will help them give up control. So again, you see his ears are back in, and when a dog is being more respectful or subordinate, their ears are going to go back. Bentley, come. See how as soon as he gave me that I relaxed the leash. Come. Bentley, come. Come. Sit. Bentley, sit. Now, I don't want to put the tail between the legs, but you can kind of sometimes rock a dog back. There we go. And I'm going to pull the tail out to the side. We don't want a tail going between the legs. Never want to pet a dog when the tail's between his legs. Now, he's uncomfortable right now. What most people want to do is they want to pet him and show him I'm a good person. All I want him to do is practice being next to me. Now, laying down would be a really good sign. He started to lay down, and then he started to kind of move away. Bentley, there we go. Sit. Sit. Now, petting a dog in a circular motion on their chest can help calm them down. One of the drawbacks to having a harness like this, it kind of blocks that. See how one of his ears, the ear closer away from me, is a little bit higher? Mm-hmm. So it shows that he's in a different mindset rather than just focused on one thing. He's kind of two minds, so to speak, which is why his ears are kind of going up. But this is a nice, comforting place to massage a dog in a circular motion on their chest. Also, dogs have a tendency to keep their stress right back here. So if you give them a kind of a pressure massage, that can help them relax. Now he's shaking a little bit, and a lot of people think that means the dog is scared and they want to pet the dog. What's going on right now in his brain is his flight mode is telling him run away. The leash is blocking him from being able to do it. So his brain doesn't know how to react. It has a neural pathway that says run, and that's what his normal response is, flight. So I'm blocking him from doing that, so his brain has to kind of carve out a new pathway how to deal with this situation because I can't do what I'm accustomed to doing. Sometimes that manifests in a little bit of shaking.
Yeah.
So now if you want to reassure him, I can touch. I can't pet though. Now the other thing is a lot of people hold the leash tense like this. That creates tension as well. So I call this a hanging J because I think it looks like the letter J when I do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can touch, there we go. So you see how he's looking around a little bit? She knows that he's a little bit uncomfortable, which is why she's actually helping a little bit. But I don't want, there we go. There we go. That's beautiful. So he came to me of his own accord. If I pull him over, that's going to create resentment. But I'm giving him space. He's a little bit more relaxed now, so I can give him a little bit of petting, especially because I want to reward him for actually coming over to me, because that's a big step for him. Normally, he doesn't come to strangers. People doesn't know, right? He goes, walks away. Give me some space, because I don't know how to process him.
Mm-hmm.
So again, not again, but I did this off camera. What I'm going to suggest that you do when you have guests that come in, if you have to, you can keep on a leash. Give your guests 4 treats at the door. Have your guests come in and do, if you're they want to do a loop. If this is Bentley, as they're walking towards him, they drop 1 treat here, then they turn and walk away, drop another treat 1 step away, and another treat 1 step away. Then I would have them go to the couch and sit down, not look at Bentley, not try to entice him to take the treats or do anything, just sit down. And then if Bentley, and this is why I would have Millie not available or outside her on a leash so she can't steal the treats.
Yeah.
But eventually he's going to start to associate when a guest comes in, good things happen. High value treats fall from the sky, and the guy doesn't try to pet me or talk to me or interact with me at all. So I don't have to do anything other than get these treats. And after it happens enough times like that, then he feels more comfortable and confident with them. He'll start taking the treats faster. And that's why we have the guests 4 treats. 3 of them they drop, and the 4th one we hold. And if the dog comes over then to investigate the person, they hold out the treat off to their side with the palm up and let the dog take it. And once the dog takes it, we keep our hand there. So that way the dog gets a chance to kind of continue. They'll usually take the treat and they'll kind of back away a little bit. Then they might come back and sniff and lick us a little bit. And that's good. We want them to do that. Dogs should meet through their nose. But this way we can help him to adopt learn to be comfortable when guests arrive. And it's much more effective than if the guests go over and try to pet him and tell him, I'm a good person. Let me show you I'm a good person. He's overwhelmed. So all you're doing is nurturing his anxiety at that point. So he's going to sit. Bentley, sit. Sit. Again, chin up. There we go. He's uncomfortable. This is a fake it till you make it sort of thing. But the more that you pet with a purpose and get him used to having his nose up and feeling good about sitting or lying down, that gives him something he can do to make you happy. Right now, one of the trick questions I ask my clients are, what can your dogs do to make you happy? And they start telling me a long list of things they don't want. Stop barking, stop jumping on my guest, stop running away, stop doing this, those are all things you're asking the dog not to do. So for me, I want my dogs to be obedient. So, and be comfortable. So for him, I want him to not be scared. And when I ask him to do something, to do it. And so the petting with a purpose is going to help him start to engage in these desired behaviors more often, and he's going to start feeling good about himself. When you learned Ruby on Rails the first time, you're like, yeah, man, I'm a badass coder. I can do what I want to do. When you did, so just like humans, when dogs learn a new skill, they feel a sense of pride. And that's one of the things that's really important for a dog that has low self-esteem, like Bentley does, is we start boosting it by giving him things that he can do to make us happy and that he can master himself so he feels a sense of accomplishment. So this is basically, anytime that he shuts down, that might be a sign that he's a little bit stressed. Licking lips and yawning can be calming signals, also be signs of stress. So anytime that he shuts down, we want to try to take him outside and play fetch, take him out for a short walk, even if it's just down to the neighbor's house and back, getting him moving forward instead of letting him just sit and shut down on things is going to be much more healthier and more of a path for him to rehabilitate himself out of this fearful state. All right, let's see if we can get Bentley to sit one last time. Sit. Sit. I'd like to see if we can get you to sit without manipulating you. How about if we use a treat? Probably going to be too much for him to deal with right now. All right, so we'll try one more time. So again, I'm going to keep the tail out of the side. I'm going to kind of, I don't want to say karate chop, but at his bend of his legs. Pull him in. There we go. Pull the tail out of the side. A little bit of massage on the side and the chest. What a good sit. What a pretty dog you are. He's like, yeah, just stop messing with me. We're going to help him feel more confident. After a while, you're going to call me up and say, we need to get him to relax. Now he's too comfortable with guests.
Yeah.
That is a great way to end the video.